What's up, ladies and gents? Maestro Javi here. I am going to be making a quick little tutorial for Quantum and how to play other setups other than the A++ setup. There are a few other setups you can play. Obviously, we have levels. You can look for levels. And then we also have range, quantum range. So let's pop in. I'm also testing gold. I will be making content on quantum and gold pretty soon. It has been an amazing week and a half testing gold, and I can't wait to share this stuff with you. So little teaser there, but let's get this ball rolling. Get the main chart up. So last night, October, I'm gonna have to extend this guy because I got to make sure I don't share the sauce by accident. We got some secret sauce on the chart. Obviously, if you are a student of mine, you know about the sauce box. Got a clean bounce off of it, and it's an amazing tool. But again, right, last night, this morning is October 3rd, so this night is October 2nd. All right, let's go to where the market opened, 6 p.m. You could see 6 p.m. right here, right? This is my sauce box, obviously. So we can see open below, nice little short. You see some quantum signal that pushed itself back up, hovered, and messed around in the box. Now, right, we see things like this, right? The A++ setups. Again, quantum is not just about the signals. The signals are a guidance, right? A guidance to see if a setup is potentially there. Doesn't mean we blindly take every signal. So here, right, the cross happened above our purple candle, our bearish candle, and it made it risky. Why? Because levels on quantum love to get tested. That level got tested. Guess what it did? It broke our bearish candle. Boom, right? Next candle failed to fully break out the box, reverse back down. And what did it do next? Pretty much I'm waiting for a blue candle to form a range, right? So I'm waiting for the top side purple. Now this is how I mark quantum range, and the bottom side blue. And I look for candles that have not been broken, right? So by broken, I'm not talking about wicks. By broken, I'm talking about a full candle closure below. That's what I mean by broken. I do not count the wick as a candle being broken. As you can see here, right? There's our purple, there's our blue. I'm sorry, there's our purple, there's our purple, there's our blue, right? And then we had another purple. So here's the top side of the bearish candle that has not been broken, right? Nothing currently, until obviously you can look ahead and you'll see it, right? And then the blue that has not been broken. Here's my range, right? Move just happened. There's my range. So range occurs. Boom, boom, boom. What am I waiting for? I'm waiting for the break and the retest. Hold, hold, hold. Little push up, retests again. Little push up, retest one more time. Huge sell signal. We know as quantum gang members, you guys know to avoid these big candles, right? If you aren't familiar with this and you are a Quantum Shift subscriber, please make sure you are in the quantum chat inside the Max Options Trading Discord. I will have links in the description for you guys to join in there, because we have weekly study sessions. Weekly study sessions, which I announce. We do 1 or 2 a week, where I answer a ton of questions and we watch the market do its thing. And it's very informative. It's for you guys to learn how to use this, right? If you are already a subscriber to Quantum Shift, those are included. You don't have to pay anything extra to join us in those study sessions. We have a ton of information in the chat. So please make sure you all are actively in there. Make sure you guys are in the Max Options Trading Discord, and make sure you guys have claimed that role in WAP, the Quantum Trader role. All right. So as we can see here, right, broke out of the range, kept retesting it a few times, right? Guess what happened over here? It formed a new range, right? So now that it broke out of this range, now guess what we can do? Bottom side blue. Now we got a new top side purple over here. And then once this guy came in, right, retested in here, right? You had a little bit of break, little retest, little push. New purple came up. Now the weight range got wider, right? Now you had to become a little more patient, right? Things like this, right? You had a tip of a candle closing below. I do not count these. I want a nice solid candle closure below, right? This was just the tip, and it ended up closing with a bullish wick. So this blue candle to me is still active. Actually, I moved it like, oh, okay, they didn't even break it. I had to move it to the wick. Didn't even break it. Just came insanely close. Either way, you get my gist, right? We don't play just the tip game. All right, next. right? We wait. Big wide range, right? Went from one to down, up, and then eventually broke it. There's the break. Here's your retest. Here's your push. Here's another retest. And guess what else happened? Another one, right? Another one. As the, you know, what's that guy DJ Khaled would say? Another one, right? And then again, you can move it. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your break. No real retest, but guess what happened? Another range. And you can play this all day. You can do this all day. And you have to be patient. Have to wait for those solid breaks. Right? And sometimes they don't retest, and that's okay. I don't always chase when they don't. I like to have a retest and a confirmation, but sometimes big bullish close, and it just launched. Launched. Here's a move, right? We saw this before. Cross on top of the candle, right? Oh, there's our sell signal triggering. I should sell. No, be cautious. Move just happened. We're not catching reversals. Strong uptrend, right? We just broke out of a range. Boom. Failed bearish move, right? You see that break right here? Failed bearish move. Push back up. Now another purple, right? Now I'm waiting for a potential new range area here. And it ended up just pushing a little further. Got close to that old range. And guess what it did? It formed new range. Do it all over again, right? Look for that bottom side blue that didn't get broken over here. Once that purple formed, I'm looking for that bottom side blue and the purple. And this is what I'm looking for, right? Same general idea. Oh, big wick down. You're thinking, oh, okay, this is the time to short. No, you have to wait. You have to wait. Look at that bullish wick again. Popped right back into range. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, new one. Boom. Move it down. Now you have your range again, right? You widen your range. You know, okay, you know what? I'm going to wait for a break. Well, there's your break. There's your little retest. And there's your move. And guess what? It happens again. Over and over and over again, right? There are nights, right, where there's no volume and this is your play. There's your break. No retest, just a move. And then a little buy signal, riskier, same idea as these, right, that are above, makes them risky. Your stop loss lines are right below, and it did push back into the range while creating new little range, right? And you could just play these all day, guys. You could just play these all day, right? There's low range, low volume, range break after range break. We have our guiding candles are clear blue and purples. And then, right, this signal, it ended up playing out, right? But low volume, I wouldn't trust every single one. If you had your stop right above that line, you would have got stopped out, right? If you gave it a little bit of breathing room, right? Let's look at what the entry was. 160, 2 points, gave it like another 3 points breathing room. You might have caught a move, right? But what I have with 2 3-point candles, that's no volume. I don't like that. I would not be playing any kind of signals with only 2 or 3 points, because then you're going to be waiting a good 30-40 minutes for like a 5 7 8 point move. You can scalp 5 points, yes, but at the same time, like I said, I'm not going to stare at my chart for an hour and a half just for 5 points. But you can see it all over, right? Everywhere. Break, retest, hangs out, breaks back in, right? Now you can move your range up here. You still got your blue. It's still holding. Up, there it goes, right? You could actually move it to this purple here as well. When this purple came up, the other range became a little bit wider. Then it finally broke out of that range. Right, you even had this purple candle over here, and a hard break, push up, over and over and over again, right? Top side of our bearish candle, bottom side of our bullish, right? Quantum ranges are very unique. Those candles are specifically bullish and bearish for a reason. Obviously, I can't go into the details. It is proprietary. It is secret sauce, and it is under lock and key. So this is something that I use when there's low volume, and you can do this all day, over and over and over again, right? Wide ranges, wait for them back to back to appear, right? You'll see big candles, you know, to avoid these, careful, like how many engulfed. It did get retraced, right? And then you just see when a failed bearish or bullish move occur, right, tends to come back, and then you just see all the movements all over the place. Okay, so please be cautious with just trying to play the signals, right? Quantum shift is a strategy. It's a whole strategy built into the indicator, and I have a lot of content in here that's older based off the 30-second chart. When I used to trade off the 30-second, I have since moved on from the 30 and have been only trading on the 1 minute and using the 5 minute as extra guidance. So always, keep an eye on the patterns, keep an eye of the consistency, right? Because I'm about consistency. I want to play the same patterns over and over and over again. So it's not always the A++ signals. Not always, right? There are days where they play out beautifully. There are days where we're stuck in range. You're going to see monster wicks, monster candles with low volume, right? This candle was, let's see, less than an 8-point candle. Looks huge, right? Every other candle in between was 1.5 to 2 points. That's just a big move, retraces, then it kind of does another little move, right? You have little signals here and there that play out, but you have to be cautious because 81, it gave you just a little over 5 points, 7-8 points right here on this move, right? No volume, Asia session, scalp for 5, let your runner run and see where it goes, right? This one here, cross happened in front, move was already in progress, and then forms ranges after ranges, right? You can mix and match however you want. You can follow along however you want, right? Little break, little push down, didn't really go much further. And then it was just, look at this range over here. Look at this, right? I would not be touching this at all. It's just choppy range, purple after blue, after purple, after blue. This is where I'm, you know what? I'm going to take the night off because you can either play the tops and bottoms of ranges, right? Or you can try to guess which way it's going to break for about 3 hours. I ain't going to do that, right? I ain't going to do that. So there's a nice little additional tool for you guys to use with Quantum based off the purple and the blue candles, right? Outside of the A++ setup. Again, we have other videos in this channel for you guys to use as a tutorial for how to play different setups on Quantum Shift. Now, right. So now that we got that out of play, let's do a sneak peek on gold. Let's do a sneak peek on gold. Okay. So I'm going to do this on the 1 minute chart. And I'm going to make a little setting. We got a little update for Quantum coming up. Right, I'm testing it right now. And this is what I'm looking at right here. Right here, the higher time frame signals for gold, instead of them being 1 and 5 like on NQ, the 1 and 5 levels, just like I went over in our last video about the stacked levels, right? Go and check that video out. The 1 and 2 minute levels, and it looks like we have one potentially forming here for potential short if it holds below these two levels right here. The only thing is with this candle being slightly on the larger side, makes it a little risky, but the same way that the 1 and 5 minute levels stack up with NQ, gold does it with the 1 and 2. The 1 and 2 stacked level on gold is equivalent to the 1 and 5 on NQ. So let's see. Right now this is live, so let's see how it plays out. You can see a stack level below. You can see one here below, and it pushes up, and there's your move. All right, there's your push down, and if you guys can see, I actually just caught a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. I went for a dollar move there. It's still going. I'm going to trail. It's going to take me out here. I'm just doing this as an example. I scalp again, right? I don't chase big moves. Currently on this account, I'm up 1668. So how I played that, my stop loss would be right above that line or a break above these levels right here. Now we can watch this continue to develop. Again, I don't like to trade and have my focus off somewhere else. So I caught that really, really fast. And we can watch it, see if it can break this uptrend right here at 905.2, right? These are areas I look for. So when I'm scalping, right, the trend cloud, a lot of people overlook the trend cloud. I went over this a little bit, right? I'm looking for where there can be potential little bit of a resistance. And I'm also going to watch my action lines, my EMA lines, to see if they continue to wrap up just like they're doing right there, to hold that right here to potentially now try to break this, right? One of two things can happen. If it does break it, it's just telling me we can be in potential range, right? You see a sell signal here. Obviously, it gave you a little bit of a move, and then it pushed up. There's your stack level, pushed up, right? Sometimes you have little stack levels that kind of push down a little bit, test the trend. Like you see the trend cloud, look where it bounced, and then boom, right? Look where this one currently bounced off this, right? This first little light green, which is the first level of the trend. We have a second level down here at the darker, and each time frame has its own individual one, and it could bounce off either one. And this is where I scalp. This is why I scalp, right? $1.50 move, and now we have a blue, and guess what? We just went over, right? What do we see over here, right? You see the same trend. You see the same initial kind of, range zones with gold, right? There it is right here. right? Had two purples. They both obviously were kind of struggling, right? And then here's our blue. Once that blue formed, wick, wick. And then look, there's your break, there's your retest, there's your move. Came back all the way down to come back to test this area and then launched again. Oh, look what it's doing. Okay, look, see, it rejected the stack level, right, with the blue. But guess what we can do now, right? Now we can do our little range play. Looks like it's closing below. There's your move. Live in action right now. Right now, it is 9:34 a.m. This is live market that I'm recording here. Big purple, big dump, stack levels. There goes. And I know some of the Quantum gang caught that. That signal played out beautifully. Do I care that I caught the whole move? No, I don't. I care that I took my money, I ran, and I love watching this thing do its thing. Consistently watching it. And look at this beauty. Like, this is the powerful tool that we have here that a lot of people can take advantage of if they learn how to properly use it, right? It's not just about the signals. That is a dumperson. Wow, that is dumping, as the great Llama Red Pajama says. And if you guys aren't following our boy Sober Pay to Play, make sure you all go follow him. He's a goat. He can hold trades way longer than I can ever hold. So make sure you all follow him. I do quote him a lot. And look at that beautiful, beautiful drop from what I was just explaining, how the 1 and the 2s are the equivalent of the 1 and the 5 stack levels on NQ. And it couldn't have been played out better. I wish this was like, it, you know, this is the birth. If you guys have seen my videos, Maestrodamus, where I can tell what things are going to happen just by narrating it. It's because it's repeating patterns, right? The patterns repeat themselves over and over and over again. That's all I'm doing. There it is right there. So nice little sneak peek at gold. Quantum, I've been eating on gold for a couple of weeks now. My 2-week anniversary will be next Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up, actually, October 4th, 5th, 7th. I think it's the 7th, somewhere 6th or 7th. That'll be the 2-week anniversary of gold. I have been having fun with it. It has been insanely good to have that feeling of like playing with a new toy. And it's been a great toy so far. Still love Boo NQ. Like I can't hate too much on the XNQ. We're going to see if we can have, like, you know, a little triangle here going on with NQ and gold. But gold has been quite good with Quantum. We get really good signals here and there for scalping. Obviously, same rules apply. The majority, the size of the candle, you be cautious, right? We have our ranges. We can see back and forth, right, where there's signals here and there. Top side of the candle, risky, but you had an opportunity to scalp about $1 something here. Came back up. Guess what it did, right? It started ranging. You have your range zones, right? Look at there. Wait for that retest. Don't always just go in, right? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't, right? There's your break. There's your retest, right? And you could actually even move this up here. And it's the same general idea. There's the break. There's the retest. And there's the move. New one. Same idea. Over and over and over again. So there's several ways to play with Quantum Shift. Right? Don't just go in on a pure signal. No strategy, no bot, none of this is 100%. If anyone ever claims to you that they have a strategy that is a 100% win rate, please run. It is not true. We would be filthy rich. There would be a ton of millionaires if that was something that was real. Just like any strategy, you have to understand how to look for the patterns, how to look for the setups, how to prepare for them, set your stop losses, be okay losing, and then just continue the process, right? And again, right, for everyone that's new to Quantum Shift, everyone that's thinking about subscribing to Quantum Shift, we have an amazing community that we have a ton of students in, a ton of veterans with Quantum Shift in, who have been taking advantage of the tool we have here as well, getting their first ever payouts, passing their first ever evals consistently. We're very active in there. I myself am very active in there. Oh, and the script writer that pretty much picked my brain to get this thing going, he helped me out a ton, still does to this day. We're constantly updating, constantly getting things to flow better. We're constantly looking for things to help out. We also do those study sessions. You get to see me live twice a week mostly, right? There's one set in stone. Usually it will be Sunday nights. Sunday night, 7 p.m. is the one that I try to do set in stone. Obviously, if something comes up, I'll shift it. Like this coming week, it'll be Monday night because of a conflict in schedule. So something like that will happen. I try to sneak in a second one, either sometimes in the morning or another one in the evening. So you guys get to learn how to use this live with me. And it is about learning it, right? It's not about you guys, oh, we're going to copy trade with Javi. No, that's not what it's about. This ain't financial advice. All that fun stuff that we say, right? I don't know if I can even say that here. So might have to bleep that. But this is about you guys being able to read the market, find the setups, have faith in them, put your stop losses, follow the routine over and over and over again, catch some moves, hopefully make some money, and start learning how to trade properly, proper risk management, respecting stop losses, learning to lose, and all that fun stuff. So it was a while since I wasn't sure what video I was gonna do next. I figured I'd do this one with a little bit of the quantum range plus a little bit of a sneak peek on how gold works out. And I didn't think that gold was gonna catch that monster move. And again, look where it bounced, right? Hard wick right off here, bounced, closed above the level, respected this, launched right back up, right back into this old range. Broke the first bearish candle, broke the second one, but again, this is currently the daily high. Oh, the market opened too, so that's another reason probably why. But that was a beautiful play we got to see. If you guys love this content, I will be making some more on gold. I will be making some more later on. After I kind of have my little affair with gold, I'm gonna go check out oil. I'm gonna go check out platinum. I'm gonna check out other tickers to see what we got here. To see if it's as consistent. But so far, gold, I love gold right now. Like, I really love gold right now. So if you guys like this kind of content, want to learn more about quantum, please like, subscribe. Make sure you guys join us in the Max Options Discord. Myself and my brother Logan, the CSO, we trade between 3 and 4 p.m. usually, power hour. We start a little bit earlier. Sometimes we come in at like 2:30, 2:40. Kind of get a feel what the market is doing. Sometimes we catch a little move before power hour starts, since power hour tends to be a lot of chop, and then we catch some moves at the end here and there. It varies, but you guys can join us. You can see how Pivot Hunter Pro works. You can see how Quantum Shift works. We kind of alternate, so it's a fun time to kind of learn what we're all about. We're an amazing community. You don't have to pay a dime to join the Discord. It is 100% free. So please check us out. We got Big Daddy Max and Llama, Red Pajama, Mr. Pay to Play himself in the morning from 9:25 till whenever they want to stop. And again, right, we provide a lot of non-financial advice, entertainment. We are a bunch of dudes just having fun. And we also got the Euro Babes London show. Make sure y'all tune into that if you guys are awake at 2 in the morning. They've been killing it as well. They also trade gold and NQ. So check us out. Please like, comment, subscribe. I can't wait to hopefully see you guys in those study sessions. Peace out.